Hello everyone and welcome to today's podcast as a part of Gentrate project, which aims to empower women to join technical and vocational education while promoting gender equality. My name is Mustafa Aydın and I am one of the partners of the Gentrate project representing Özel Marmara Meslek ve Teknik Anadolu Lisesi from Turkey. Today I am here with Ms. Asmin and we will talk about balancing education and life, managing a vocational training with personal responsibilities. Hello Asmin, welcome to our
Hi.
podcast. Could you please introduce yourself?
I'm Asmin and my surname is Bahar and I'm 17 years old and I'm in 11th grade at private Marmara Vocational and Technical Anatolian High School.
Welcome to our podcast again. What time does your day usually start?
It starts at 8 a.m. and it finishes at 5 p.m. so it's a very long time
The
period.
whole day.
Yes, the whole day.
Okay. So, if your daily life was a pie chart, how big would the school size be?
Well, it would be the biggest pie slice because I spend most of the time at school.
Yeah. So, what do you have to do at home after school?
I come home from school and I'm very tired, obviously, and I also have to help my mom and my dad and my sister,
Wow.
and I have to do some housework and also my homeworks. So I'm very busy.
Probably you will be tired after school also.
Yes,
Is it hard to focus on your studies with other responsibilities?
of course. It is hard to balance all of them, all of my responsibilities.
I see. So, have you ever hidden stress or tiredness at school to appear strong? If so, why?
Sometimes I have to because I have to appear strong. I have to appear strong for my sister because I'm a feminine figure in my family and she also looks after me. So I have to stay strong and I have to stay strong.
You have
of
to,
course.
yes,
So I have to hide my feelings sometimes
I see.
from her, obviously.
Okay, so that is nice. Okay, how do you manage your time between school and personal life? So,
Well, it is hard to balance them because most of my time is spent at school. So I can't really balance them sometimes. Sometimes I am successful in school and sometimes I am not. And sometimes I am not really social because I have to work, I have to study, and it is hard to balance them.
I see. So, do you ever feel stressed about school and home tasks or other tasks? Do you
Of course.
ever? Yeah, for sure. Okay, so what helps you to stay organized and motivated?
Well, I have some dreams, of course, and I have some goals for my future. So the dreams about the future is what keeps me strong and motivated for.
I see. It's nice. So, who supports you when you feel tired or stressed?
Of course, my family and my friends and my loved ones. Sometimes my teachers also helps me stay motivated.
Okay, that's nice. So, is there a moment when you felt proud of how you managed everything?
After exams, if I get high scores, I am very proud of myself. And if I tell my parents about my high scores, they are also proud of me. So that keeps me motivated and it makes me happy.
That's okay. So all families, they would like to see their child with the highest degrees and scores, of course. So what is the most difficult part of balancing school and life?
Well, I can't really have the me time for myself. Sometimes I can't really balance that because I don't really have time for myself. I don't really have time for my hobbies, reading, painting, and etc. So it's hard to have the me time.
So you mean that the school doesn't give you more time for your hobbies and your personal life?
Yes.
I see.
I can't really spend time with myself and my personality, I think.
Okay, so between these time management, so have you ever had to choose between school and home duties?
Yes, of course, I had to. Most of the times I choose my school, of course, because I want to manage to keep. I want to keep the high scores for my future, but sometimes my family needs me, and I have to spend time with myself, and I have to work on myself. So I choose school sometimes, but I have to choose myself sometimes or my family.
I see. So, then what do you think that schools still don't understand about students' lives at home?
Well, I think the school thinks that students only have time that they spend in school, and they don't have the personal life in home. Or I think they think that we don't have a personal life, or they think that we don't do house chores and stuff, but we do that, and we don't have time for anything.
I see.
It is hard to
So you mean that they have to be careful about that you are also a student, but also you have all your own personal life.
Yes.
So you have to manage both of them,
Yes.
and you need more time, of course, except school.
Yes.
But the authorities or some other school teachers or managers have to be care about that. Okay, so what change would help make your life easier as a student?
Well, if the school was not a full day, instead if it would be a half day, it would really help me, because I have to also sleep and get some decent sleep, also do my chores, also do my studies, and it's hard to keep the balance. So it would be, if it would be half day, it would be so much easier for me.
Also, in Turkey, I know that you have a university exam as other countries, but it's a really so difficult exam to pass. So after next year, you have to pass the exams. You have to. So maybe you need time for the university exams also.
Yes, of course. I also have to study for that exam, and I have to also study for my own exams in my school and my personal life and my family.
And then it
so
means
it's hard to keep the balance.
You have to put really a good time managing.
Yes. It is hard to keep the balance.
Okay.
The time management.
Do your teachers understand your personal responsibilities?
Well, they sometimes do, but mostly they don't, because they think that school is the biggest thing in life, probably.
I see. So what about, do you think the girls have more responsibilities than the boys at home?
Well, that is definitely true. I think that I agree with that, because most of the families think that girls are supposed to be housewives when they grow up, or they need to provide for their own families, they need to provide for their own husbands after they get married.
Yeah.
So they are our families are kind of practicing for us to be that wives when we grow up. So of course the girls have more responsibilities, because our families think that girls need to be the one that cooks and cleans and raises the kids and all of the things. But boys don't do that, because they think that boys are not the ones in the family.
So you think that boys are more lucky?
Yes, of course.
Okay. But in reality, I think that to manage that and to think more equal, they have to be more similar and the same, in my opinion. So, do you think the managing home and school makes you more ready for the future? Why? If so, why?
Well, of course it is making us get ready for the future, but it's also hard to keep the balance, like I said before, and sometimes I have to choose one of them. Like, I want my future to be bright, and I want my future to be good, but
you cannot separate from your life, or as a couple you can both integrate together.
But it is hard to keep the balance, like I said. If I want a bright future, I have to study more. But if I study more, I don't do the same responsibilities. I can't have time for that.
Okay.
So it's not really that good time balancing or time management.
Thank you very much for all this nice podcast. So finally, you want to say something for other girls at the vocational school, or do you want to add something extra?
Well,
maybe
they need to study more to be financial independent. That's all I can say.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.